Joining me now is the chairman of the golf board at the Salesmanship Club, Mike McKinley. And Mike, let's talk about these changes for the AT&T Byron Nelson. And when you talk about what factors led up to you guys making this decision to move, what was chief among them?
Well, first of all, we play the AT&T Byron Nelson when and where the PGA Tour tells us. So ultimately the decision is the PGA Tours. But the factors that led to the decision certainly were discussed with us. And the motivating factor, I think, overall was the financial results from the first 2 years. They were not at all what any of us expected they would be. We all thought this was a great vision going in, and Trinity Forest is a great world-class golf course. It still is. The golf course has, nothing to do with the financial results. In our opinion, it was just, we did have some unfortunate weather circumstances, but the financial results were not sustainable. And the tour is as focused on charity as any sports association that exists. And of course, everything we do begins and ends with the kids and families that we serve in the Momentous Institute, and that's always at the top of our list.
So what were those chief logistical issues that cropped up that made it difficult for you guys to perform financially as well as you wanted to?
Well, I think of course, the first two tournaments, the weather extremes were the most difficult we had ever experienced, probably, but certainly the heat the first year, and then the cold and unfortunately the wet and the flooding the second year pointed up deficiencies, not on the golf course, but in the infrastructure surrounding the property and in the general area. It was difficult to really efficiently operate the tournament, and that's a paramount importance to the PGA Tour.
And I'm sure it was difficult to make this decision so soon after you made the move there. So I'm curious, was there anything that you guys may have missed going into this venture?
I don't believe so. I think this was, as I mentioned, I think the vision behind this was great. The intent behind it to put something in that part of the city and try to spur, business development in that area was a great idea. And Trinity Forest, just because the tour has decided to move the tournament to a different location, doesn't mean the Salesmanship Club will be leaving Trinity Forest or that area. All we did when the tournament was moved to Trinity Forest was expand our footprint in South Dallas and Southern Dallas, and that footprint's going to stay. We've put programs in that community. We're going to host other events at Trinity Forest. We're very involved with the Bush Institute for the Warrior Open. The good things that have happened for this community because Trinity Forest is there are just too important. The First Tee program. Look at all the kids that are being helped and the wonderful things that those things wouldn't have happened without Trinity Forest.
All right, let's talk the future of the tournament. Obviously, you guys had a fantastic run at the TPC Four Seasons. There's also talk in terms of the long-term future about how PGA Frisco would factor in to the future of the AT&T Byron Nelson. Where is the timetable as we stand now, and how do you go about trying to vet possible venues for where you can land next?
Sure. Well, the PGA Tour, again, will lead that process. They make the decision on where the tournament will be played. But you've mentioned, two very, obvious contenders, short-term and long-term, I'm sure. But, there's always a lot of rumor about where the tournament's going. 15 years ago, we heard, Craig Ranch is here, so that's where the Nelson's going. And, we heard that for 15 years, and we've never moved the Nelson, and the tour's never moved it to Craig Ranch. But we had a great run in Las Colinas at the Four Seasons. The city of Irving is a great partner, and was a great partner for us again. So I believe that, I'm sure that will be a natural contender for us to go back to, and I'm sure the tour will be looking hard at that, and I know they'll be looking at other options as well.
Listen, I've been covering golf here for a couple of decades. I've been working closely with the Salesmanship Club. Ironic that you would have a heart on today, Mike, because we know that your heart is in the right place, but I am curious about what you think the club may have learned through this process in terms of caretaking for the tournament.
Well, I think we just relearned a lesson that we've known for a long time, and that is we always do what's in the best interest of the Momentous Institute. And when we saw that the financial results weren't there and the other issues cropped up, I believe we responded in a responsible way, and we did it as quickly as possible because, as I mentioned, it's not sustainable. So I'm not sure we learned anything new. I think we just adhered to the things that we've learned throughout our years. And everything we do is for momentous, but we always want to honor the legacy of Byron Nelson. And we learned a lot from Byron, and everything we do now is that. We try to honor the legacy that he left us, and we make sure we serve those kids and families.